Green 18. Green 19. Hut.
Saying this to the Tampa Bay Times. I was fine with the two we had, that is Blaine Gabbert and Kyle Trask, because I've seen Blaine win with a good team behind him. Had Tom not come back, I probably will still be coaching. I couldn't give Todd that situation. Kimberly A., you've been close to this situation. What was your biggest takeaway here from Arian's comments? Because I think most people will say, oh, there's a rift here between B.A. and Brady. There's something more to this story.
Yeah, you heard Mike Tannenbaum talk about Todd being in a situation with a world-class QB. That's a situation that from the conversations I've had with black coaches that they talk about rarely being in the position to have a great QB or join a team that's in position to draft a young quarterback who's top tier, or being given a situation where they're given a long leash. And this is, I think Bruce Arians, the great thing about him and why he's praised so much is because he is purposeful in the moves that he makes. These are his boys, and he felt that Todd Bowles wasn't given a fair shake in New York, and he was frustrated that after they won the Super Bowl that Todd didn't get a head coaching job. Todd Bowles now in a position to be a head coach again, but because Bruce Arians stepped down and stepped aside, I think he's set his friend up for success, and that's a situation that a lot of black coaches feel they are rarely given the opportunity to have.
Well said. Mike T., the Todd Bowles experience, it was a mixed bag in New York if you look at win-loss. What are your expectations for him in Tampa?
Sky high. I actually think they got better at the head coach position this year. I work with Todd Bowles. He's outstanding. And I'll take it a step further, guys. If you compare the resume of Bill Belichick when he left Cleveland and Todd Bowles when he left New York, I'm hard-pressed to find a difference. And I think Todd Bowles is an upgrade over Bruce Arians. This team is going to play differently. I've worked with defensive head coaches like Rex Ryan, Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick, Eric Mangini. The way they coach the game, the way they manage the game is differently. This team will make less mistakes. They'll have less turnovers. I think they'll have less penalties. And I think Todd Bowles is an upgrade over Bruce Arians. And because of that, I think they have a real chance to win the Super Bowl this year.
I got to hear your thoughts after what you just heard from Mike T.
I understand it in context, man, but B.A. was the head coach of this team when they won a Super Bowl 2 years ago. So I'm not going to go as far as to say that. We still got to wait on Todd Bowles. I think he's in a better situation. And I think that's what Mike T is getting at. Todd Bowles is in a tremendous situation. Also, what Kmart talked about, having a franchise quarterback. Hey, y'all, last time I checked, you got to have really good players to be a good coach anyway. Okay? We get enamored with all of these coaches, and rightfully so, because they make a difference in games, especially with decision making. But if you ain't got Tom Brady, you ain't winning no Super Bowl. I.e., they ain't win one before he got to Tampa. So at the end of the day, when you look at Todd Bowles in this particular situation, understanding how to be a head coach, how to run an organization, but also having Tom Brady to help facilitate as almost a coach in the locker room, a veteran that has seen everything you could possibly see in this league, bringing back a lot of guys that were a part of a Super Bowl run with that understanding. To Kmart's point, Todd Bowles is in a better situation, and we might not sit here and look at Mike T crazy 2 or 3 years down the road because he may experience that same type of success in this year alone.
And Kimberly A., let's not forget here for the audience, Byron Leftwich is also there with Tom Brady. He was a coaching candidate for several job openings in that conversation here, so it feels like Todd got the defense here and managed the team, and then we've got Byron and Brady together on the offense.
Yeah, I was down there in 2019 talking to Byron and Todd and Bruce Arians, and Byron had told me, look, I've been by Bruce's side this entire time. People just don't realize that everywhere Bruce has been, like, I'm right by his side. So Tom and Byron Leftwich have a great relationship. There's still going to be questions, and this year sets up for Byron and Todd and Tom Brady to answer them all in Bruce Arians' absence.
Okay, cannot wait as you take a look at when we take a look at the idea of the odds. Vegas they love where the Bucs sit here in the